Happy holidays, everyone. Bryan Lebo here with your December Las Vegas market update video. Now, I'm really excited because there's a ton to talk about this month. Okay, first, let's talk about the exciting stuff before we get into the actual monthly metrics. Okay, first, this month we saw an increase not only in conventional loan limits, but also for FHA loans. The conventional loan limit went from about $424,000 up to $453,000. Now, on Thursday, HUD responded by raising the FHA loan limits from about $288,000 to $294,000. Either way you cut it, these increases help. On the conventional side, they raised the limit 7%. That's a big bump. On the FHA side, it was only a 2% bump. Considering our median home prices are up about 10% over last year, you can see that despite the increases, it's still not quite keeping up with the market. More ironic is the fact that buyers under $300,000 are under the most pressure and have little to no inventory to work with. So the buyers that actually need the most help receive technically the least. Now, the biggest winner here are buyers and sellers in the $450,000 to $475,000 price range. Essentially, the most you can pay for a home and put only 5% down on a conventional loan is now $475,000. For this little market segment, they actually just won pretty big. Okay, next has to do with politics. Yeah, I know. I just shot a really good and important video regarding the GOP tax plan. I promise you, if you're watching this video, then you're going to really want to watch this one. Hopefully there's a clickable link like up here somewhere to view it. I'll make sure that I put a link to that video in the description below as well, okay? So in a nutshell, the GOP tax plan, which already passed in the Senate, really hurts every American homeowner. I don't care if you're poor, middle class, or rich. This tax plan really is detrimental towards home ownership. It reduces the amount of interest you can deduct on your taxes. It strips away the ability to write off interest from a mortgage of a second home. And then the most important part is it destroys the capital gains shelter. Instead of avoiding taxes if you lived in your home for 2 out of the past 5 years, now you have to live in it for 5 out of the past, well, now I'm out of fingers, 8 years. This part of the tax code is actually really complicated, and I really try to break it down in the video for you. Then to add insult to injury, it rewards hedge funds, corporations, and real estate investors in general by removing any restrictions on how much interest they can write down on their taxes. So it really hurts we the people and rewards the corporations, hedge funds, and basically the 1%. This really isn't a political stance. It's simply the law as it's been written. You truly have to be wealthy. I'm not talking rich. I'm talking wealthy to see this tax code change as a positive. So be sure to check out the video for the entire breakdown. Now that we got that behind us, let's check out the normal metrics. First up is last month's sales. As you can see, last month we sold 2,439 homes. This was only a 1% increase over last November when we sold 2,424 homes. Not really a great increase compared to what we've been seeing this year, but considering we have no inventory, it's not too shabby. All right, next is everyone's favorite subject, median home prices. As you can see, it's been absurdly steady these past 5 months. The median resale price hasn't changed even $1 in 4 months. Now, I just read an article in the Las Vegas Review-Journal about a week ago talking about record home prices. Just be careful when you read this kind of stuff. Here's the actual truth. New home sales are back to where they were during the boom. Resale homes, however, are still about $60,000 below our record high of $318,000 back in August of 2007. I haven't seen hardly any homes, and I'm being generous, that are selling for what they were a decade ago. Because new homes are now higher than during the boom prices, This is why I've been really critical of new home sales versus purchasing a resale home. Once that new home turns into a resale home a year later, it's very difficult to realize any profit from it. Several times this year, I've seen owners sell for less than what they just paid brand new for it. Okay, now for the current inventory levels. Spoiler alert, this gets depressing really quick. We ended November with only 4,481 homes on the market. This was a 10% drop from the previous month. Truth be told, this is typical for November, but normally it's like 7%, not 10%. As a matter of perspective, we only have about 2/3 of the homes on the market now as we did this time last year. This is very disturbing news. All right, last but not least, let's break down our inventory. As you can see, 2.6% of the market are short sales, only 0.7% are foreclosures, and 96.7% of the market are normal or typical sales. Soon, I think it's going to be time to stop even looking at this because it's really starting to look like a very normal market, despite what we've endured here in Las Vegas over the past decade. So let's go ahead and wrap all this up. Loan limits were raised for next year. The new proposed tax plan absolutely kills us as homeowners. Last month's sales were pretty flat, along with the median price. Our inventory is heinously low, and short sales and foreclosures are all but a thing of the past. So what does all this mean? Well, I think that next year might be the start of something pretty big. For the past couple years, I predicted that next year will be just like the current year. I'm starting to get the impression that next year is going to be pretty volatile. It's not going to be the same. I think that we're going to see some really dramatic behavior occur. First, our inventory already is dismal. The only way inventory goes up is if sellers elect to sell, right? Well, under the new tax plan, it really discourages homeowners from selling for multiple reasons. If homeowners are selling less, they're also buying less. But if we continue to restrict our depleted inventory, then those buyers out there who want to purchase are going to have to fight over the few options left out there. Remember the supply and demand business model? Low supply and consistent or increased demand equals higher prices. If you're looking for a $500,000 home, you got options. If you can't find a resale home due to this lack of supply, there's numerous areas and options for new homes out there. But if you're looking for a $250,000 home, well, you're just screwed. There aren't new homes for $250,000 anymore. If homeowners decide not to sell their low-end homes due to tax reasons, the only options for these buyers is to simply enter into a bidding war. I think the big question is going to be how much will resale prices jump as a result next year? New home prices are already above the boom era. Resale prices are below. Will that still be the case next year, or will we see another 20% increase in home values like we did a few years back? Well, that's it for this month, guys. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to watch that GOP tax plan video I was talking about earlier. Please make sure you subscribe and check the box to be notified of future videos. Have a wonderful holiday season, and I'll see you next year.